Good day, everyone. I'm thrilled to be here today to present my PowerPoint presentation about English language in India. I have spent countless hours researching and preparing for this presentation, and I'm eager to share my findings and insights with all of you. Throughout the presentation, I'll be covering a range of topics and ideas. I encourage you to ask any question you may have along the way. I believe that the best presentations are so interactive and engaging, so I welcome any feedback or comments you may have. Without further ado, let's jump into the presentation and explore the exciting world of English language in India. Thank you for your attention and let's get started. Now let's move on to the next slides. The background. Indian English is a group of English dialects spoken in the Republic of India and among the Indian diaspora. English is used by the Indian government for communication along with Hindi as enshrined in the Constitution of India. English is also an official language in 7 states and 7 union territories of India, and the additional official language in 7 other states and 1 union territory. Furthermore, English is the sole official language of India judiciary unless the state governor of or legislator mandates the use of a regional language, or if the President of India has given approval for the use of regional language in courts. Today, English is widely spoken and understood in India and is one of the country's official languages. It is used in education, media, businesses, and politics, and has become an integral part of Indian society and culture. However, it is used also as a subject of debate, with some arguing that it has contributed to the marginalization of other Indian languages and cultures. So when English language arrived in India, the English language was introduced to the India in the 17th century when English businessmen came to the country as traders. Even after the British rules was over in the middle of the 20th century, English remained in use in India. Now let's focus on history of English language in India in terms of their education. In 1830s, during the rule of Best Western in India Company, English language public instruction began in India. In 1835, English replaced Perseus as the official language of the company. Lord Macaulay played a major role in introducing English and Western concepts to education in India. Macaulay supported the replacement of Persian English as the official language, the English as the medium of instruction in all schools, and training of English-speaking Indians as teachers' code. Lord Macaulay's decision to prioritize English language education in India had a significant impact on the country's future. English quickly became the language of administration, law, and commerce, and it remains an important language in these areas today. The spread of English also helped to create a new class of Indian intellectuals who were exposed to Western India's and values, and who helped to shape modern Indian society. Now let us know the English proficiency of Indians. According to 2001 census, 86 million Indians reported that it was their second language and 39 million Indians reported that it was their third language. It means that English is known by 12.6% Indian in the 2001 census. So according to 2005 India Human Development Survey of 41,554 surveyed household reported that 72% of men, or 29,918, did not speak English. 22% of men, 11,635, speak at least some English. 5%, 2,077 of men, roughly 17.9% of those who speak at least some English speak fluent in English. Survey result in women, 83% of women, 34,489 did not speak English, 17% 7,664 speak at least some English, 5% 1,246, roughly 17.6% of those who spoke at least some English spoke fluent in English. Next one is the vowels in Indian English. Indian English has fewer peculiarities in its vowel sounds than the consonants, especially as spoken by native speakers of languages like Hindi. the vowel phoneme system having some similarities with that of English. Among the distinctive features of the vowel sounds employed by some Indian English speakers. Indian English speakers do not necessarily make a clear distinction between A and C. Unlike received pronunciation, they may have to cause merger with the target vowel ranging between either option. Diphthong E is pronounced as E, diphthong U is pronounced as U, diphthong ear is pronounced as E. A may be frontal A or central A. C can be more mid-central E or open mid-E. So as a result, C can be or pronounced as C. The next one is the consonants in Indian English. The following are the characteristics of dialect of Indian English. The voiceless plosives P, T, and K are always unaspirated in Indian English. For example, the word pin is pronounced as pin. The word tin is pronounced as tin. The following are variations in Indian English. The rhotic consonant R is pronounced by most speakers as an alveolar top, but may also be pronounced as retroflex, flop, or alveolar trill, based on the influence by the native phonology or an alveolar approximant, like in most varieties of English. Many Indians with rhotic accents prefer to pronounce words with awe as R. Example, the flower when which in rhotic pronounced as flour, non-rhotic pronounced as flower, r, rhotic pronounced as r, non-rhotic pronounced as awa. May also pronounce word final er as r, resulting in the word water and never as watar and never. Indian speakers interchange s and z. Example, the word cut, cuts became cuts, toy become toys, chair become chairs. Syllabic L, M, and N are usually replaced by the VC clusters L, M, and N, as in button became button, or if a high vowel proceeds by ill, example as in little become little. Syllabic nuclei in words with the spelling re as schwa in RP and an R-colored schwa in GA are also replaced by VC clusters. For example, the word meter became meter and meter. Next, the spelling pronunciation. A number of distinctive features of Indian English are due to the vagaries of English spelling. Most Indian languages, unlike English, have a nearly phonetic spelling, so the spelling of a word is a highly reliable guide to its modern pronunciation. Indians' tendency to pronounce English phonetically as well can cause divergence from British English. In words where the digraph represents a voice, velar plosives, G, and other accents. Some Indian English speakers supply a murmured version G, for example, ghost. No other accents of English admits the voice aspiration. The digraph WH may be aspirated as U, where WH resulting in a realization such as which became which. In unstressed syllables, which speakers of American English would realize as a schwa, speakers of Indian English would use the spelling vowel, making sanity sound as sanity instead of sanity. The use of D instead of T for the ED ending of the past tense after voiceless consonants. For example, the word develop may be developed instead of pronounced as develop. Use of S instead of Z for the S ending of the plural after voice consonants. For example, the word dogs may be dogs instead of dogs. Pronunciation of house is as house in both the noun and the verb instead of house as a noun and house as a verb. The Indian numbering system is preferred for digit grouping when written in words or when spoken number less than 100,000 are expressed as they are in Standard English. Number including and beyond 100,000 are expressed in a subset of the Indian numbering system. Thus, the following scale is used. Lastly, the dictionary in India. The first dictionary of Indian English to be published after independence was Hawkins' Common Indian Words in English in 1984. Other efforts include chronologically Louis Sahib's Nawabs and Bakshiwalas in 1991, Multiya Words in Indian English 1991, Singapta's Indian English Supplements to the Oxford Advanced Learners Dictionary in 1996, and Hankin Hanklin to Junklin 2003, Nihalani, Indian and British English. A Handbook of a Usage and Pronunciation 2004 delineates how Indian English differs from the British English for a large number of specific lexical items. The Maximilian Publishing Company also produced a range of synchronic general dictionaries for the Indian market, such as Maximilian Comprehensive Dictionary in 2006. That's all. Thank you for listening.